Most people walked past the girl sitting on the icy rail bench, assuming she was waiting for someone. Only one man stopped, because only he noticed her lips trembling, hands searching blindly in the cold, and her whisper that cracked the darkness. "Daddy, please come back." 12-year-old Aria Kingsley looked fragile as frost clung to her lashes. Her dark glasses hid the emptiness behind her eyelids, the world she had never seen. But the world didn't need to see her to judge her. People glanced, frowned, dismissed her as a kid playing around, waiting for a ride, maybe even being a little dramatic for attention. No one knew she was shivering because her taxi driver had panicked at a wrong address, left her at the wrong stop, and driven off when she couldn't pay him up front. No one knew her father had been running late because a security team was scrambling through a broken GPS error. And no one knew Aria had been sitting alone in freezing wind for over an hour.
She didn't cry.
She didn't scream. She didn't call out because she didn't know if anyone would even care. But she whispered, softly, to herself, "Daddy, I miss your hand. I'm scared. I know I shouldn't be, but I am." At the same moment, across the street, a man carrying a cardboard box taped at the corners slowed his steps. Elias Grant, a single dad, walked with exhaustion woven into his posture. He worked 2 shifts a day, sometimes 3, just to afford rent for a tiny apartment where he lived with his 5-year-old son, Milo. Tonight, he'd gotten off late again. He should have been rushing home. But something felt wrong. A little girl, alone, freezing, her hands stretched slightly in front of her as if reaching for something she couldn't see. And then Elias noticed the cane beside her. His heart tightened. He crossed the street at once. "Hey there, are you all right?" he asked gently. Aria flinched at the sound. She turned her head instinctively toward his voice. I don't know," she murmured. "I think I'm lost." Elias set the box down and crouched so he wouldn't tower over her. "What's her name?"
Aria.
That name hit him like déjà vu. Kingsley. Aria Kingsley. The daughter of Adrian Kingsley, millionaire philanthropist, head of Kingsley Innovations, a man whose face appeared in newspapers more than on his own kid's bedtime schedule. But Elias didn't mention any of that. To him, right now, she wasn't a millionaire's daughter. She was just a child. A shivering, scared, blind child. "Aria, it's really cold. How long have you been here?" "I don't know. My phone died, and the driver left. I tried to count seconds, but I got confused." Her voice cracked. "And my dad, he should have been here by now." Elias swallowed hard. "All right. You're safe now. I'm going to help you, okay?" Aria tensed. "You're not taking me somewhere weird, right?" "No," he said with unexpected softness. "I'm taking you somewhere warm. Somewhere safe." She hesitated, but extended a tiny, shaking hand. Elias guided her gently off the bench. The wind sliced at her cheeks. Her knees nearly buckled. "You're freezing," he said. "We need warmth first." "My place is just across the street." "Your place?" "It's small, but warm," Elias replied honestly. "And my son is there. I won't let anything happen to you." Aria paused, something inside her sensing the truth. She nodded once, tiny but confident. "Okay." Elias grabbed his box and guided her with steady patience across the crosswalk. Cars honked, but he didn't care. Every step she took was slow, tentative, trusting fully in his voice. He opened the rusted building door, climbing the narrow stairs with her hand gripping his. Inside, their apartment was small. 2 rooms, peeling wallpaper, a heater that buzzed loudly like it was complaining about being alive. But it was warm. Milo, Elias's 5-year-old boy with messy hair and chocolate stains on his shirt, looked up from his crayons. "Daddy, you're home." "Wait, who's she?" Aria stiffened at the tiny voice. She wasn't used to kids. Kids weren't used to her. "This is Aria," Elias said quietly. "She needs our help tonight." Milo blinked. Then, without hesitation, he offered her the blanket he'd been using as a cape. "For you," Milo said shyly. "It's the warmest thing ever. It's superhero grade." Aria touched the fabric and let out a tiny laugh, her first in hours. "Thank you." Her teeth clicked together from the cold as she wrapped herself in it. Elias warmed water on the stove and handed it to her carefully. Slow sips. It'll help. She nodded, gripping the mug with both hands as if grounding herself. You're very kind, she whispered. I just do what anyone should do, Elias replied. But Arya shook her head. No, not everyone stops. The weight of those words hit him, because he knew what it felt like to be invisible. People walked past him all the time, when he worked late at the warehouse, when he stood in supermarket lines with exactly enough coins for bread, when he carried Milo on his shoulders through storms. Kindness wasn't common. It was a choice. As she warmed up, her breathing steadied. Arya, he said gently, sitting across from her, we need to let your dad know you're safe. Do you know his number? She recited it from memory. Elias's old phone dialed slowly. Ring after ring echoed. Then, hello? Who is this? Where is my daughter? The voice was thunder, powerful, frantic. Elias inhaled. Sir, my name is Elias Grant. Your daughter is safe. She was stuck outside in the cold.
Where?
Where? Put her on the phone. Arya's hands shook as she held the device. Daddy, I'm okay. A man helped me. His name is Elias. The silence that followed wasn't anger. It was fear melting into relief. Stay where you are, Adrian Kingsley said, voice thick. I'm coming right now. The call ended. Arya handed the phone back. He sounded scared. Elias nodded. Parents get scared when kids are in danger. Even powerful ones. I didn't think he'd even notice I was gone, she whispered quietly. Elias frowned. Arya, he came for you. You matter to him. She didn't respond, but her silence was full of questions. 20 minutes later, heavy footsteps pounded up the stairwell. Someone knocked fiercely. Elias opened the door. A tall man in a sleek coat, eyes wild with worry, stepped inside. Adrian Kingsley. Sharper than newspapers made him look. But right now, he wasn't a millionaire. He was just a father nearly broken by panic. Arya. He rushed forward and dropped to his knees. She reached out, hands trembling.
Daddy.
He pulled her into a tight embrace. Elias looked away, giving them a moment. You're warm now, Adrian whispered into her hair. You're safe. I'm here. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Arya clung to him. For a moment, she didn't seem blind at all. She seemed like a child who finally felt seen. After several minutes, Adrian stood and turned to Elias. You saved my daughter's life. His voice shook. I don't know how to repay you. Elias shook his head. You don't need to repay me. I just did what was right. But Adrian's jaw tightened. Most people walked past her, he said bitterly. I know they did. My security cameras showed the bench. Dozens of people walked by. Arya inhaled sharply. She hadn't known that. Adrian looked around the small apartment, at the cracked ceilings, at Milo drawing on a cereal box, at the old heater, humming like an old man. You have a son? He asked.
Yes.
Milo.